chapter 9 now. So we are on second book. Your second book should be ready with you, and so that you can revise your concept from book 2. The topic is financial management. Both the words are very, very important for a class 12 child. Management is the word because we are teaching you the steps towards managing an organization. In the very first chapter, we had said that management comprises of planning. You want to manage your organization properly, any kind of organization for that matter, you need to do planning. You need to organize things. You need to do staffing. You need to do directions is to be given, and you need to control. So we had talked about the various functions of management. So management will be done only by doing the various functions of management. But this time we are not talking about the management of organization. We are talking about the management of finance, financial management. Now, this word has been made of two words. This financial management is made up of two words. And which are those? Finance plus management. Finance word has come, which means cash, money, funds. So we know this, that finance is made up of funds, money, cash. These are the synonyms which are being used interchangeably. Funds, money, cash is there. And management, we know that it is the sum total, it is actually the sum total of the functions of management. It means you need to plan, you need to organize, you need to direct, you need to control your finances. That is known as financial management. So it is made up of two words, children. Finance plus management is financial management. Is it clear? So the chapter name is financial management. When you say this, financial management, it means the work of the finance manager, any person for that matter who is going to manage finances should have a finance knowledge. So finance manager should know how to manage the finances, how to plan the finances, how to organize finances, how to direct these finances into different things, different areas, and how to control finances. These are, that is management. So financial management, the word has come, this the term has come from two words, totality, finance plus management. Now let's see what can be defined as, or what is the meaning of financial management. Finance refers to money, cash, or fund which is available to carry out business operations. Now, finance is considered to be very, very important. Why it is considered to be important? Because it is required for to start a business. If you don't have finance, sorry, you can't do business. If you have started the business but you are not able to bear the expenses every day, you're not able to take up the expenses, you can't bear it, sorry, you cannot do business. So at every step of business, you want to expand your business, you cannot do, you don't have money. So finance is something which is required at every step of business, whether you want to start a business, whether you want to operate a business, whether you want to expand a business, whether you want to diversify a business. So because finance is considered to be so very important, because it is required for all these purposes, we say that finance is the life blood of business. Can you understand the meaning and importance of finance? It is like a life blood of business. As we, as we need blood to survive, we need to have blood which is running in our veins and arteries. Similarly, in business, the funds should run into the life of business. Otherwise, if no blood, no business. Untimely death of business might take place. So, finance is considered to be very important and it is a scarce resource. So, it has to be utilized properly, optimally, efficiently. So, a business enterprise requires funds at different stages to start a business, to operate, to expand, to diversify. And that is why finance is known as lifeblood of business. So here comes one question, question's answer. What is the question? The question is, why is finance called a lifeblood of business? So you should be immediately be able to answer, children, because it is required at every stage of business. May it be any stage. It can be it can be to start, it can be to operate, it can be to diversify, it can be to expand. So for any purpose of business, finance is required. So finance is a very important aspect of business. Talking about this, let's say what is basically to be done in financial management. Finance, so we have understood that it is considered to be very, very important. Very nice. Yes, it is required. We cannot think about business without finance. But it is very important, and you have to be very, very careful while allocating this money. So, children, that is fine. So, how are you going to manage this business, this money, this funds, these finances? So, let's see, what does financial management mean? Financial management is considered to be management of finances. You can say this, yes. Generally, we say that you should not be defining it like this, that planning means to plan or organizing means to organize. No, we are in this case, we can say financial management, it is considered to be the management of finance function. Fine, this is one of the definition. But there are other ways of defining, and a very precise and a peculiar way of defining financial management is, which gives a very correct description. It is this definition. It is a financial management is something which deals with, it's a study which deals with planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. Remember, in this word, staffing is not there because finance, we are not talking about staffing. We are actually managing money. So you plan about how the funds, from where to come, where to be used, organize the funds, direction, putting where the funds to go, controlling the finances, they are not going haywire. Financial activities, they're saying what you're going to do. You're going to plan, organize, direct, and control financial activities. Like, now, these are very important activities. I would like to highlight these points, children. They are procurement of finance, utilization of funds, and distribution. But distribution of what? Earnings, profits. That is financial management. Means from where the money is going to be procured, where who is going to give us the money to run our business. Are we going to take it from banks in the form of loans, or we are going to subscribe shares, ask for the subscription, people to subscribe the shares of the company, or we are going to issue debentures, from where the money will come, either from owner's fund or borrowed fund. And then these funds, how you're going to use it? Again, a very important decision. Where you're going to use this money? The money is going to be utilized in buying assets, either fixed assets or current assets. So you're going to buy certain things for the business. It might be tools, machinery, it might be tables and chairs, it might be ACs, telephones. So you are buying things, you're utilizing that money which you have procured. So procuring is from where you're going to arrange the money, and utilizing is where you're going to use the money. Fine. And if you're able from this, if you're procuring and utilizing properly, it is going to result in profits. So how you're going to distribute those profits to the shareholders who are the owners of the company? You know this? They are the owners of the company. Fine. So they are, this is financial management. I would like to repeat it, children. Financial management is considered to be the management. Let me just change this, children. Just a moment. It deals with, financial management is considered to be the management of finance function. It deals with planning, organizing, directing, controlling of financial activities. Like what kind of activities? Financial activities. These are the three financial activities, which are those: procurement of funds, utilization of funds, and distribution of earnings. We are saying this. Why we are using the word earnings, children? Because we are talking about the profits which have been earned. Because the dividend which is going to be declared, I hope everybody knows what is dividend. The equity shareholders or preference shareholders, they are given the share out of profits, that is known as dividend. So the finance manager has to decide that how he is going to, either he is going to give earnings in the form of dividends or not. Keep it as retained earnings, keep it as reserves. So that is what is to be decided by the finance manager. So he is going to be into calculation, into planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of financial activities. Fine. Now, one more thing, one more way of saying this: financial management, it is what? It is deals with procurement. I hope the procurement word is clear, from where the money is going to come, and its effective utilization. Fine. Then we want to know that what is the objective of financial management. Can you see this man is collecting so much of wealth he is having, isn't it? Now, what is the objective of financial management? The objective is, if the word comes, if the question comes, it is a direct question which might be asked in the boards also. Fine. So if this question comes, what is the objective of financial management? It is, you are going to say that it is wealth maximization. Wealth maximization is the objective of financial management. When you say this wealth maximization, what does this word mean? This one word is giving the answer. Wealth maximization. Whose wealth are we talking of? We are talking about the wealth of shareholders. We are talking about the wealth of shareholders. So wealth maximization, somebody's mic is on, please put yourself on mute. Who's there? Let me check. Ishika. So wealth maximization is what, children? It is the ultimate objective. This is the main objective. Can you see the amount of wealth which is there? Huge amount of wealth. Now, but what is the objective? Why the finance manager should do all this management? Why he should be very careful about procuring and utilizing and distributing of profits? Why he should be taking so important decisions? He says because the main objective of any organization or financial management is to maximize the shareholders' wealth. Means that the market value of the share should increase. Each and every decision which is being taken by the finance manager, children, each and every decision he is taking, he has to ensure that it is going to lead to increase value of share in the market. Let me tell you one thing, if you can correlate. Equity shareholders are known as the residual owners of the company. If you know that, I repeat it again because 11th standard, we have done this concept that equity shareholders are known as the residual owners. Residual owners means whatever is left over that is going to be given to equity shareholders after the outsiders' obligations are being met. Clear the debts, and then what is left, then you can give it to equity shareholders. Now, the concept says that finance manager has to ensure that equity shareholders they become rich. Now, you think if the company's focus is on increasing the wealth of the equity shareholders, it means the people who are above them, the debenture holders, the banks from whom the loans have been taken, they all are being paid off. So it means the company has a very strong financial base and the finances are very efficiently managed. Are you getting me? Now, I repeat this thing. The main focus, the main objective, the main aim of any finance manager is wealth maximization of shareholders. Now, if you think shareholders, they are, it is going to be shareholders are going to be, they are the residual owners. They are going to be given, they are going to be given the, they are going to be given the share in the end after the payment has been made to all the people above, the debenture holders, the loan providers, everybody has to be paid off. And if equity shareholders are getting good money, it means the company is doing fairly well, isn't it? So, wealth maximization can be calculated. If you want to calculate the wealth of the owners, how you are going to calculate, children? It is you are going to see how many share a person has and you are going to multiply it with the market price of the shares. Fine. So this is wealth maximization is what, children? It is the objective of financial management. It is the objective which finance manager wants to achieve. This might be a one marker. It is a general question. Okay. So you should know why it is considered, why there is a need to focus on wealth maximization of equity shareholder only, because there is a reason behind. Okay, so it is, if market price of the share is going to increase, everybody is going to see from the balance sheet that the company is doing very well, and with the result everybody is going to invest and they want shares of that company because the market prices are rising, soaring. Fine. Now, the financial management focus on three basic decisions. Now, this is very important. Your whole chapter rests on this part. This is the main crux. And we are going to go, into the branches of this. But this is the main thing what you're going to do in the chapter totally. Financial management focuses on three major decisions. Which are those three decisions, children? Investment decision, financing decision, dividend decision. Just now put it on your tips. Immediately learn it. These are the three decisions which are taken up by the finance manager. Which decision? Investment decision. You can speak it in your mouth. Financial decision and dividend decision. Don't get confused here. Financial decisions, three financial decisions taken by finance manager in his whole lifetime. Now, which are those three decisions, children? Investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decision. When you say investment decision, I'll talk about financing decision first. Financing decision is what, children? The finance manager has to think about from where he is going to take the finance. From where? The answer to the question coming here is from where the money is going to be raised. From where it is going to be raised? Either it is going to be owner's fund or it is going to be borrowed fund. But how much ratio? How much of debt and how much of equity? So this decision has to be taken up by the finance manager. Debt or equity? Owner's fund, borrowed fund, how much? So how much ratio has to be decided in this? How much money is to be raised and from where? Okay. Then he is going to use this money which he has raised, which he has procured from banks, from equity shares, from debentures, from public deposits, from wherever he has raised this money. Now, this money has to be invested. Now, this is again a very, very important decision. How you're going to take the where you're going to invest. Either the investment is going to be in buying of these machineries and furniture, or it is going to be buying of any kind of a fixed asset, or it can be current asset, or it can be day-to-day expenses. The money is there to pay the rent, pay the salaries, to pay the day-to-day expenditure. So where he is going to use that money and how much he is going to use for buying the assets and how much he is going to use for day-to-day expenses. So he has to calculate a very huge decision. So at one time he's taking long-term decision and short-term decision. He has to take it simultaneously. So this is investment decision he is going to take. So he has to do another function, another decision, investment. And dividend decision is the third decision. If these two decisions go on very well, the chances are more that the company is going to earn profits. Now, if the company is earning profits, what it will do with those profits, with that money? That so the finance manager has to decide whether he should keep those profits as reserves, as retained earnings into the company itself, into the business itself, and use for growth and expansion, or he should be declaring dividend to the shareholders. And when the people in the world will come to know that this company is declaring dividend, the market price of the share is going to shoot up. And this is what the finance manager wants. But then you have to have profits in order to declare dividends. So it becomes a very crucial, important decision on the part of the finance manager. So, children, what are the three basic decisions, financial decisions, which are being taken up by a finance manager? They are investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decision. Financing decision is from where the money is going to come. Investment decision is where the money is going to be invested or used. And dividend decision is how the allocation of profits will be done. Profits. I'm using the word profits here. Okay. So we can also say that financial decisions, these decisions, they are the finance functions. This is what the finance manager does. These are the functions he performs. It is only looking like it is only three things he has to do, but you will realize there are huge concepts. Okay, so in this slide, a quick revision. The financial management focuses on three major decisions: investment, financing, and dividend. Financing decision means from where the money is going to be procured. Investment decision means where the money is going to be allocated. And dividend decision is whether the profits are going to be retained or they are going to be declared as dividends. The spellings, please take care of the spellings also. You're not writing, but then you should be able to see the spellings also. Okay. Okay. Now we start with the first decision and the actual part, the function of a finance manager starts. Investment decision is what? In detail, we have to talk about these decisions. I told you, investment decision means that when the money has been collected, where the money is going to be utilized. Now, investment decision means how firms' valuable funds which have been collected, they are to be invested in various assets. So when the finance manager is going to take an investment decision, children, he's basically going to take two major decisions. What are those? Either he is going to invest the money into long term assets, or he is going to invest in short term assets. Long term assets means which are going to be there for a long term. Machinery is there, you are going to have furniture, fixed assets. Basically, fixed assets are long term assets. So, he is when you are going to invest in long term assets, these assets are generally very costly. Generally, good amount of money is being used to buy these assets. Machinery, it is going to come in lakhs or crores of rupees. Building, it's going to come in crores of rupees. Anything fixed as a furniture is going to come in thousands, and it's nothing is going to be cheaper as compared to short term. Now, these decisions which are being taken, long term decision, they are actually a part of a very chunk part of the budget of the company. The budget, from the budget, whatever the money the finance manager has, a bigger part is going to be allocated to these long term decisions. That is why long term decisions are also called as capital budgeting decisions. Now, please register this word in your mind. The question might be asking long term decision or capital budgeting decision. It means one and the same thing. Okay. So, he's thinking about capital budgeting decisions, which are basically the money is going to be utilized to buy fixed assets. So, while he is doing this investment decision, he is going to do long-term decision and he is going to take short-term decision. Lot of money is being spent here. These have to be taken up very carefully because these decisions involve so much of money, so much of risk, and they are irreversible. These decisions once taken, if you want to revert back, cancel it out, it will come with a huge cost and a huge loss. Okay, so you have to be very careful, very vigilant while taking these decisions. Short term decisions are known as day to day working. You need the money expenses, you need to pay the salaries, you need to pay the rent every month, you need to pay the bills of electricity, all these things, carriage inward, outward. These are what? This is something which you have to pay every day. This is the working capital, raw material, every time required raw material. So these type inventories, your cash which is there in hand, this money is going to go here and there. Now movement of money is very quick. So we call it as working capital. Current assets minus current liabilities, isn't it? So it is basically working capital is current assets. Okay, so it is here it's fixed assets, it's current assets, it deals with this. This is investment decision. When you say investment decision, children, we are also going to say long-term investment decisions. They are also known as capital budgeting decision, and purchasing a new machine or opening a new branch. Short-term investment decisions are like how much cash in hand you have, inventory, rent, salaries. These are all short-term investment decisions are there. Capital budgeting decision, again and again, it's saying these are capital budgeting decisions and working capital decisions. Now, this is for the day, children. And we are today, I want to see how much you have learned. And this is the question for you. This is going to be the question for you, children. You are the finance manager of Acera Limited. What basic decisions you are expected to take under the profile of a finance manager? So, what are the basic decisions you're going to take? Number one. Number two, what do you think should be your objective at this post? What should be your objective at this post? So these two questions, if you have been attentive in the class and not being fiddling with this, with the computers and not getting distracted in your family, you will be able to answer it very quickly. So I'll be waiting for your answers, and this will be the question will be discussed. I'll ask anybody what's the answer of these questions. So be ready with the answers. I might unmute you and ask you. Okay. And that is all for the day today, children. Thanks for being a good listeners and good children as expected from you, children. So goodbye for now, and please take care of yourself. Okay.